Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about what I love about the zodiac sign Cancer. And yes, it does apply and pertain to the sun, moon, and ascendant. Well, anyway, people, the first thing I love about Cancer, I'm a Cancer sun, as many of you may know, and I can attest this, that the memory of Cancer is nearly flawless. I mean, Cancer is the sign that can remember what was said in a conversation 5 years ago, or at least remember the most important parts of it. They can tell you the inflection of the voice. I mean, if there was a movie on during the time when you were talking, they probably can tell you what movie it was. Their memories, I mean, they retain information like there's no tomorrow. They may not assimilate the information as quickly as, say, a Gemini, but they remember the things especially connected with their home and their family and anything associated with that that will stick in their minds very often like an indelible fixture. Now, what I love about Cancer, too, is the fact that they could be very loyal and steadfast as far as their family members go. And they are, I mean, Cancers can be family defenders to the end out. Cancer, the zodiac sign Cancer, can be rather passive, rather submissive and timid. But if you mess with a family member of the zodiac sign Cancer, you could really be in for a very big battle with this person. And now another thing too, what I love about Cancer is their tenacity and their persistence, okay? It may not be the same kind that a Taurus may have, for example, but when Cancer feels that emotional connection with something, they could be very tenacious and persistent. What's interesting about this is that Cancer is a cardinal sign. And cardinal signs in general collectively are not always about finishing things. They're about initiation and enterprise. They could start things readily, but they don't always have that follow through. But Cancer, I think, when I see them, they might not always have the follow through on things, but they could be very persistent if it's something that they really love and enjoy, and they feel that bond with it. They have that, I guess you could say, like that emotional connection with. What I love about Cancer, too, is that I think when I see Cancer, especially in matters of the heart, they can go beyond the superficial. And, I mean, they may not look as deep as Scorpio, but what Cancer does, what I'm saying is they're not, I don't think Cancer is as much about the physical beauty. I mean, don't get me wrong, all signs, they do like to have somebody that is attractive on the outside, but Cancer can often look within and see that the beauty on the inside of that person. And yeah, what I love about Cancer too is that even though the zodiac sign Cancer is not ruled by Venus, which is a planet associated with love, they seem like they could love stronger, more so than any of the signs. I think a lot of that may be connected with the feeling aspect or an element of this sign. And I think Cancer just puts themselves wholeheartedly, emotionally into whatever it is they're doing. And I think their relationships are no exception. That's why they get hurt so much easier than perhaps any other sign, perhaps with the exception of Pisces. Now, another thing about Cancer too, I talked about how loyal and steadfast they are as far as they are toward their family members, but they could also show that toward their friends as well. Keep in mind that in a solar or natal chart, Taurus often falls on the 11th house cusp in the chart, and of course the 11th house does govern friends. So they could exhibit those qualities toward their friends and very readily. Now, what I love about Cancer as well is that they can, I mean, Cancers, they can be connected with the past very strongly. And what I think when I see this sign, Cancer is a sign that they could retain a lot of those possessions that a lot of people would discard or maybe try to sell but they keep them often because not for the money, but because of the sentimental value, or if it's something from a family member especially, they often may hold on to it because it may be nostalgic to them, where a lot of other people that might be a little bit more avaricious or greedy or what have you, maybe try to sell some of these items to make money. Cancer may often hold on to them because of the connection it has to them with their family, for instance. And if it's from a family member, if it's something from someone else other than a family member, it could just have that sentimental value and that connection with the past. What I love about Cancer as well is that they can often be very proficient in cooking or at cooking. They are just very, because I think a lot of this is connected with the, I mean, cooking is done in the home, and Cancer with the stomach, and Cancer, food can often equal love with the zodiac sign Cancer, and I think they just have that connection with food, and they could often do very well at cooking. And another thing, what I love about Cancer is that I think with Cancer can be really the ideal real estate person, because something that they could be very good at any profession that would be associated with the home. I have a friend that is in real estate, and he has a Cancer ascendant. And I think it's not just, I mean, the fact that there's an association with the home, and of course, you know, Cancer it corresponds with the fourth house of astrology, which governs the home. But I think too, Cancer has the personality to do this, because even though Cancer might not really be as persuasive as, say, a Gemini, what Cancer does is they look at the home, and they try to they want to get the person often that best deal they possibly can get, and really make sure that that home is going to be right for them. And because Cancer just has that feeling element, and they care, and they want to make sure that the house is going to have the best conditions for this person, and that they're going to somehow get the best deal possible, and because they do have that strong caring element. And also, Cancer is a sign that could be more adept at listening than other signs. Now, Cancer can actually be very talkative and loquacious despite being introverted. They could be rather talkative, but at the same time, unlike, well, where Gemini might talk so much they could be garrulous, and they can often talk over others while other person's talking. They may be talking, but with Cancer, they know when to listen and when to talk, and they'll listen. They're often very sympathetic. It's another thing I love about them, and they will listen to what that person has to say, and they're often good for emotional and moral support. So those are some other things I love about the zodiac sign Cancer. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for what I love about the zodiac sign Cancer, and stay tuned next time, where I'll be talking about what I love about Leo. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.